Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hutchinson City Council for Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll approve the council agenda. Any agenda additions or corrections?
Mayor and council, this should make for probably a really quick meeting tonight, but item 8, we can take off the agenda just with the weather. Dan's not going to be here tonight, so we'll reschedule that for a future meeting. So
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with that correction.
Second.
Motion by Mary, second by Dave to approve the agenda with correction. Any other? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Implications from Cross Point Church. Good evening.
yep.
Yes. Freshly back from Florida, and you didn't even bring the weather west.
Not, you get used to warm weather and you get used to this again. But, well, thank you for having me on and setting aside time for prayer. In the Bible, the Apostle Paul writes this to his protege Timothy. He says, I urge then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and for all those in authority, that we may live peacefully and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. That's 1 Timothy 2, 1 through 2. So with this in mind, let's bow our heads and let's pray. Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you for loving us from your boundless and gracious nature. God, in the scriptures you also said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities, since you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice. Therefore, I pray for our Mayor, Gary Forcier, and for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council. I'm asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their task. I pray for this agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Hutchinson. It's in your most blessed name, Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognition of gifts, donations, and community service to the city. Does anybody have anything tonight? Alrighty, we do have a couple resolutions underneath there. Resolution number 15421, resolution accepting $500 donation from the Crow River Snow Pros and a $2,000 donation from the Village Ranch for Fireman Park projects. And resolution number 15423, resolution accepting $4,016.32 donation from the Hutchinson Fire Department Relief Association for the Hutchinson Fire Department equipment. Entertain a motion to accept both those resolutions.
I'd make a motion to accept them.
I'll second.
Motion by Chad, second by Mary to accept both resolutions. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Public comment, anybody want to address the council? Alrighty, approval of minutes. We have regular meeting minutes of February 8th, 2022.
So moved. A second.
Motion by Dave, second by Chad to approve those regular meeting minutes of February 2022. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Consent agenda, this will be done with one motion unless somebody pulls something off for discussion. A is approval of premise permit application for the American Legion Post 96 to conduct gambling operations at the River House Kitchen and Drinks located at 122 Main Street Southwest. B is approval of premise permit application for the American Legion Post 96 to conduct gambling operations at the Bobber Brewery located at 900 Highway 15 South. And C is approval of resolution number 15424, resolution transferring funds to the 2021 Construction Fund, General Fund, and Capital Project Fund. D is approval of resolution number 15425, resolution transferring from the Community Improvement Fund to the Debt Service Funds. E is approval of resolution number 15426, resolution closing the 2006 Debt Service Fund to the Community Improvement Fund. F is resolution, approval of resolution number 15427, resolution adopting finding of facts and reason for approval of the conditional use permit to establish a use for a business professional office space in a C5 zoned district located at 96 4th Avenue Northwest with favorable Planning Commission recommendation. G is approval of resolution number 15428, resolution transferring police drug forfeiture fund balance to the capital project fund. H is approval of resolution number 15429, resolution approving plans and specification ordering advertisements for bid lighting number 8, project number 22-08. That's the wastewater treatment facility oxidation ditch aeration improvement. I is approval of resolution number 15430, a resolution supporting housing and local decision-making authority. J is approval of improvement project change order number 1 and number 2, lighting number 1, project number 22-01, and that's the 2022 pavement management program. K is approval of purchasing technology equipment for coordinate static pile, that's the CAPS composting system. And L is claims appropriation contract payments. Does anybody want anything pulled off?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Chad, second by Mary to approve consent agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have no public hearing. That's good, Matt. You planned that one, didn't you? Thank you. All right, and we are not having the planning zoning building department year-end report.
Yeah, that'll be moved to a different meeting, so.
Okay, we have no unfinished business, new business, approval, purchase agreements. We have 3 of them underneath there, and I'll probably do those one at a time, Matt,
Yep,
okay?
that's fine.
All right, one is a purchase agreement with Brianna Chapman for 205 Jefferson Street Southeast.
Mayor and council, this is in regards to what's actually which would be the back half or the south half of the property. It's currently a gravel parking lot. That area was actually identified a couple years ago during one of our master planning stages for our facility when we were looking at our police, fire, and the city center as a potential option for, I guess, a future need of the fire department, whether it was planned for use of a parking lot or even future expansion of the fire hall itself. And in probably within the last 6 months, the city's been approached by the owner of that apartment or of that land who has some interest in selling that to the city, of which we are obviously interested in purchasing it. And so in front of you tonight for consideration is a purchase agreement for that back half of that lot. I said our intentions at this point in conversations with Chief Schuman is that it'd be used for a parking lot.
Matt, that is the front half of, or the Jefferson side of that lot,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase agreement.
I will second it. Motion by Chad, second by myself to approve the purchase agreement.
And I would just ask that in that you authorize the city administrator to sign any
Be able to
documents
sign.
related to that purchase agreement. So
I will amend my motion.
Motion by Chad, second by myself to do the purchase agreement with the stipulation that Matt can sign off on it. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. The purchase agreement with Wildflower Properties LLC for 222 Second Avenue Southeast.
Mayor and council, similar to the previous purchase agreement, this would be for the east half or the east side of that property along Jefferson. This is the property that's adjacent to the alleyway, and so we're really trying to square off, which would end up being the north side of the fire station. That portion of the parking lot is owned by a different property owner, which is why we've got a separate purchase agreement for that property as well.
I'll make a motion to approve that purchase agreement with Wildflower Properties,
Mayor, with the same
222 Second Avenue, with the same stipulation that Mr. Yanich approves it.
can sign off on it. Thank you. You guys are approving it. I just got to sign off on it. So.
We'll sign it.
I will second it. Motion by Mary, then by myself for the purchase agreement with Wildflower Properties LLC. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Purchase agreement with Scott Retch for 145 Second Avenue Southeast.
Mayor and council, this is a little bit different than the previous two agreements that you just entered into. This is a lot that's directly south of City Center here. It's on the corner of 2nd Avenue and Jefferson. We've actually, I think it was prior to me coming here to the city, this was discussed at one other time by the council, I think with some thought of buying some of the land south of the city, and that was at that point for any future expansion of, I think, City Center, whether it was the parking lot or even the building. Obviously, this has come up to us again within the last couple of months. Staff has looked at it and has reviewed it and is asking the council to consider the purchase of this property for a couple different reasons. One, it assist us in eliminating a blighted property here in town, and then secondly, does provide some options and flexibility for the city. You know, we have had conversations in recent years of potentially adding a garage here with all of our fleet that's currently parked outside. Doesn't mean we're going to. I would say it gives us the flexibility and option to do that, and or the flexibility and option to sell a lot in the future that could be redeveloped.
I have one question.
Sure.
Before we vote on this. What are we going to do with that building now? It's a blighted building. Will we be
Our
taking it down?
intentions would be to tear it down.
All right,
So,
good.
and we figured that's about $15,000 is what we estimate it would cost to tear that down.
Think we might displace some critters though.
We'll cash them and bring them over to your place. So.
Okay. No, that's fine. They're good there.
Yeah, it's not, it's our, if the city purchases it, we don't, it's our intentions to, you guys have a future request to eliminate that building.
Good. With that, I will make a motion to have that purchase agreement with Scott Reck for 145 2nd Avenue Southeast with our city administrator doing the purchase agreement.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mary, second by Chad to approve the purchase agreement. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Governance, we have Public Arts Commission minutes from January 12th, 2022. We have the Hutchinson Housing Redevelopment Authority Board minutes from January 18th, 2022. Planning Commission minutes from January 18th, 2022. The City of Hutchinson Financial Report and Investment Report for January 2022. Chief Gifferson, you have anything for us tonight? No. Mr. Water.
Wastewater.
What? Well, he's kind of sensitive. He'll take that the wrong way if I say wastewater.
I'd like to be up on the hill. That's nice and clean. I thought I'd take a minute to give you an update on a lot of the projects we have going since we've been here asking for approvals quite a bit lately. And not to belabor probably a record short meeting, so.
I think we've already missed the record by about 2 minutes, so.
Yeah, I know we had
so-
a good short one at one time, so. But thanks first for the approving the aeration project. That's a continuation of a project we started a couple years ago in replacing the rotors in one of our oxidation ditches. That will help us with our new permit and the conditions within to try to get to that low phosphorus discharge limit and trialing some different things and seeing if we can do it naturally, not all with chemical. I think at our report for the annual report here in a month, I'll probably have a few more pictures and stuff on our project at the headworks. So that's coming along. We're about halfway through, or seems like further than that with all the construction. Now's the hard part with all the wiring and testing of stuff and getting that going. But we've got our new screens in to the building. They had to kind of shoehorn those in. That was interesting. It looks a lot different. Last week we did our tie-in to our new header pipe, so we don't have that wet well that's on the roof anymore. We're not going through that. A lot of the other work, we did also our work at our Hats lift station to ready for the smaller pump to tie into the smaller force main. And now it's a lot of wiring work, and the electricians are waiting for MCC buckets and stuff. Electronics are one of the products that's hard to come by in this economy. So hopefully those will come mid-March, and they've got a small window to try to get everything up and running and shooting for start up around the end of March, because we wanted to try to beat the spring thaw, or before we started seeing maybe an influx of inflow water. So we wanted to get going with that. SCADA project is moving along. They're targeting doing the water plant first, hopefully this spring yet, but there again, some of these computer components are hard to come by, and so that's coming along, and I think we'll probably have one or two more come along in the future. But thanks for your favorable participation in our projects here to date. So,
Just one question, how's the flushable wipes? Is that kind of gone down a little bit, or is that still a big problem?
yeah, it's hopefully it's hard to tell because we've been doing, last year we rehabbed our grinders that were in the channels over at main lift station. So we did put some wipes ready grinder teeth on it. Instead of just being flat knives, they're serrated, so they're supposed to supposedly chew them up and confetti them a little more. I think the biggest thing will be getting rid of that headwork sweat well where that was a collection point. When we did do the work last week for that and we drained that and flushed and washed that out, we did get a big rag ball that ended up in the screen. So we knew there was some that were getting ragged up in there. So hopefully not having that settling point in the system, that everything will just go right into the screens individually and be screened out immediately instead of knotting up and re-ragging. So
here's your chance. Tell them what they can flush down the toilet.
well, unless it comes out of your body, we don't want it to go down the drain or down.
Gary, it's dinner time for us.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
definitely.
Not anymore. Good diet.
Yeah, no wipe is flushable. It's not made to break down like toilet paper. So toilet paper and basically fluids that come out of your body are the only thing that's supposed to go down there. Not dental floss or Q-tips or any of the others. So all those things are hard. They don't break down, and then they can cause blockages in the conveyance system. So, and the smallest part of the conveyance system is the part from your house to the street. And you're responsible for that as a homeowner. So something should plug up in those small pipes, it's on the homeowner's dime. So good to consider.
All right. Thank you. Yep. Andy, do you have anything for us?
I don't have anything for you.
Assistant Chief Abelson, can you give us a little update on your park?
Currently, phase 1 and 2 is on order.
Could you come up and?
He wants you on the screen.
Yeah, I want you on this. Since you're all dressed up, Randy, I don't get to see you this way very often, so.
Thank you, everybody, for the approval of the donations. Currently, we have phase 1 and 2 for Fireman's Park. Purchase is on order. We're currently fundraising for phase 3. Phase 3 is
There was your chance to go running out because everybody thought you had a call.
a weekly test, so. But phase 3 is approximately $36,000. We're currently working on fundraising and accepting donations for that portion of the project. Like I said, with the donation today, we already know that we got some other donations coming in. But we're hoping, our goal is to get those funds raised so we can get phase 3 purchased and hopefully get here in time to do a whole park build at the same time. Instead of doing it just 2 phases and then waiting, we're hoping to do all 3 at the same time. That's our overall goal.
That'd be awesome, because that park's gonna be spectacular when all 3 phases are done.
Correct, yes. I don't know if you guys have noticed, the Parks Department already has started doing site prep work down there. So that's gonna save some time in the spring when the equipment gets here to start building.
Sounds like you're well underway.
Everything's moving along good for us. We're excited. The shelter, except for the flagpole and the multi-cross that's gotta get installed yet, that's all coming along good. Electricity's installed. The countertop, so the shelter is actually ready, should be ready this spring for rentals. We're hoping that's get more use this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a real asset for downtown. You know, I think the park doesn't get used a lot now, but it'll really attract some attention now.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful setting. You know, it's right by the river. It's nice. You know, it'll be great for the kids and families.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mark, you got anything for us?
Nothing tonight.
Nothing? Let's see, Mary.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I just have one thing to say. You know, I know we are all tired of winter. Everybody is tired of it this year. and the wind has been relentless. But that still doesn't give anyone the right not to be shoveling their sidewalks. It is horrible. As I walk or as I take the dog for a walk, more people are walking in the streets than they are on the sidewalks because people don't shovel the sidewalks. So please, you know, and it's not just young people that are out there, it's old people who want to walk and they can't walk on those sidewalks, you know. Just please take your shovel out and shovel the sidewalk. The postman doesn't like it either. That's it for me. I'll get off my soapbox now.
I thought you were getting ready to tell us we should all just move out of the state because of the weather, but
Yeah, you got anything for us?
I don't. I'm one of the weird people that winter's my favorite season, so I really like winter. But other than that, I don't have anything serious to talk about. So
it's always weird.
All right, Dave.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, what do you have?
I don't have anything. Just
Yeah.
be safe out there.
Okay. Mr. Yannick.
I actually don't have anything tonight either.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I did talk to some of the parks people today, and they said that we have a record number of dog droppings out on the trails. So
Record?
Yeah, record. They said it's unbelievable.
Keeping count. So.
based on units or
Yeah,
raw tonnage or
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I was surprised to learn that they spent $2,800 last year on dog bags for picking up dog bombs. Yeah,
there we go.
there you go. So
More dinner talk.
I'm doing good tonight.
Killing
So, yeah. So please, if you're out walking your dog, please pick up after your dogs. So otherwise, that's all I have.
We're 3 minutes before 6, Gary.
Well, there you are.
There we are.
Well, we better adjourn then before 6.
I'll make a motion to do so.
Second.
Motion by Chad, second by Mary to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.